it's just a practical joke, my dear.
You can't. No, stop it, Grivet.
Ha! Have you the necklace, Grivet?
What?
The necklace.
Oh, in my pocket.
Ah.
All through church and the restaurant too.
Oh.
Abominable nuisance.
Gentlemen, we have to undress the bride. You men can't help.
Oh, undress the bride. Undress the bride. What a happy prospect. Now, you let me know if you need any assistance with a button hook.
I've never seen him like this before. He's been bright red in the face ever since dinner.
Oh, it's a wedding night. Let them have their fun. The pranks we got up to when I was a girl.
Good Lord, it's bouncy. Here, come and test it.
So it is. So it is.
Wow, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
Have you the necklace in the right place, Grivet?
I put them bang in the middle.
Yeah. Well, you'll have me in stitches.
They'll be screaming for mercy.
Now that's enough, gentlemen. The bride is waiting.
Yes, go away. You're spoiling the mood.
Oh, we're off. We're off.
Our compliments, madame, and a pleasant night to you. No offense, dear lady.
Oh, of course not.
And don't come back.
Oh, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
It's only the groom can come in now. And not till we say so.
Therese, it's time to get undressed. I'm so tired I can hardly move. Service, the cabinet, the dinners. Don't fuss about just yet.
Wasn't it boiling in the restaurant? I got a headache when it went away in the cab. Oh, you're the one who should be tired. You ought to be more careful.
I thought all the arrangements went off nice and smoothly, didn't you?
Oh, the mayor was a real gentleman. The way he read from his little book. It was just as it should be. And the bridegroom bowing his head. And Monsieur Grivet signing the book with a regular flourish.
I thought the priest was nice.
Therese never smiled once. I watched her.
Therese, it's time. It's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, let me have her hat.
I'll help you. I'll be your chambermaid. Stand up and I'll take your dress off.
Just leave me alone. It's late. It's out.
A husband. There's a terrible thing. One of my friends got married and she was upset for days. How tiny your waist is. Oh, this is a twiddly bit. It won't undo. I've a good mind to ask my uncle for his little button.
Hurry up. I'm shivering.
Let's move in front of the fire. It's gorgeous silk. It suits you down to the ground. You're nervous, aren't you? You're trembling like a kitten my uncle gave me. You've seen her, haven't you? I'm being careful now. I mustn't tickle.
I'm sweating.
One hook left. There. Shall I do your hair?
No, good girl.
You were pale as death. You're getting your colour back now.
It's the fire.
Drop your head. You've got such beautiful hair. Can I ask you about... You know. I could feel your heart beating. Are you frightened? Is that why?
My heart isn't 17 like yours.
I'm not annoying you, am I? I've been looking at you all day. You've been so calm, so brave, and sad too. If it was me getting married, I'd be afraid of getting overexcited and making a fool of myself. Shall I pass it?
Just leave it simple.
Do you know how I'd feel? But you must promise not to make fun of me. I'd be happy in a different way from ever before, but scared. I'd be floating above the clouds. There'd be sounds and scents all round me. I'd be walking into a dazzling white light. Not walking, no. I'd be dissolving in it. Dissolving into a joy so aching that I think I died. Do you feel like that?
I have done.
You're shaking.
I can't get warm.
Oh, I'll take the chill off it then.
My blue prince would be waiting, and I'd keep him waiting just to tease him. When he walked in the door, I'd make myself as tiny as can be. I'd be so small that he'd search all over the room to find me. And after that, I don't know. I feel funny thinking about it.
Then don't. That's all girls think about is flowers and dolls and husbands.
And it isn't like that in life. It's lucky.
Not in your life.
Oh. Perhaps if I were marrying in the north, in May, and the nights are warm, the trees are in flower.
Now, here's your nightgown. Oh, it's scorching my fingers.
There. Now you can't be cold anymore.
Thank you.
Oh, you look perfect in that flower place. You're a bride.
We leave you.
Oh, no, wait. Can't we go on talking?
Oh, I'm not in the mood for talking. I've been too busy holding back my tears, but I should be happy for everyone else's sake, and I will be. What we've done, we've done. You've seen how up in the air the men are. We should try to be like them.
You're right. I have a headache. It's nothing. Good night.
Night. You're not distressed, are you? You're not hiding anything from me. It's your happiness that makes me able to go on. Oh, you love him. He's earned it. He's earned both our love. You love him as much as you love... No, I won't say it. I wish you all the happiness in the world for being such a comfort to me.
Oh, anyone would think she was being thrown into the lion's den. Oh, well, it's a beautiful den. It's a nest full of roses.
I remembered how much you loved the spring, and I wanted to bring a touch of it into your book. Ah, you see, you smiled. Good night, my daughter. Be happy amongst your roses.
Don't I get a kiss?
You remember our afternoons? How I used to creep in from the street. Tonight I walked in there. We're free now. The room is ours. Our life is ours. We can make love.
I'm cold.
I used to dream of this. We'd spend the whole night together. That I'd wake in your arms. We waited. We worked. Now the dreams come true. There's no Camille.
Don't come any closer.
What's wrong? What are you afraid of? There's no one here. I'm your husband. Used to be as bold as brass. Talked, you laughed, you cried out. It was a miracle no one heard you. We can do what we like now. It's our night of love. It's our wedding night.
Don't say that. Let's not act braver than we are. We don't have to start pawing each other, not just yet. You think you ought to be proving your manhood, is that it? Well, grow up. We're not a pair of trembling newlyweds. Not the usual sense. Sit down. Let's talk. It was windy today.
There's a touch of snow.
Let's hope the apricot trees are blossoming yet.
They'll catch the frost if they do. Remember in Vanek?
In Vernon. We were children. It feels better in here. What is it now? 4 o'clock?
Not yet.
Nights are so long. I hate riding in cabs, don't you? Jogging on hour after hour. What could be stupider? I hate restaurants too.
One eats better at home.
Well, not in the country.
The farmhouse cooking can be good. Remember that inn on the edge of the water?
That's enough. Yes, I remember. I hear it thundering in my brain. I hear it in yours. Oh, let's not talk. Let's try not even think. Because every time you speak, I hear you saying something utterly different. It's as though I can read your thoughts. Don't you feel that? Weren't you just thinking about the accident? Don't want it.
Talk. Please. I beg you, I can't bear the silence.
Close your eyes. Try not to exist.
I need to hear your voice. Say something. Anything. Just as you did before, that the weather's bad, that the nights are long.
I'm still thinking. Can't sleep. bear the silence any more than you. And the words would spill out. Wasn't it cold in the town hall? My feet were like ice. There was a stove in the church. I managed to thaw them out. Did you see the stove?
Of course. Rive stood crushed up against it all through the service. He was grinning as though he'd won first prize in the lottery. He's quite a character.
It was so dark in the church. Did you see the lace on the altar cloth? You can't buy lace like that for under 10 francs a metre. We've nothing so good in the shop. The incense was so sweet, so heavy, I felt sick. At first I thought we were the only people there. I was pleased about that. And then I heard singing. Did you see who it was? In the little chapel across the lane.
Thought I saw some people carrying candles.
It was a funeral. I looked up and saw a black cloth with a white cross on it. The coffin went past, right next to us. I watched it. It was just a shabby little coffin, some poor wretch. Did you see him in the morgue?
Yes.
Had he died in pain?
Yes.
His eyes were open, and they looked into yours.
Yes. It was horrible. He'd been 8 days in the war. He'd swollen up. He was almost blue. The corner of his mouth had twisted into a smile.
Smile. He was smiling. Well, tell me more. Tell me everything. Because when I can't sleep, I think about him, but I've never been able to see him clearly, and I long to.
Wake up from sleep when dreaming. Did you ask me? What did I say? I lied. I saw nothing. What we played. It's a game, a ridiculous game.
Oh, but the words spill out, and there's no stopping them. And everything we say leads back to him. The waterside inn, the apricot trees, the shabby coffin. Even our thoughts are his. He's buried in us.
Holy.
You spoke only of him, and so did I. His story is ours, Laron, and we're condemned to tell it.
Only kiss me. You promised me peace in your arms. Let's kiss. Let's forget.
Oh, stop whining! You're so feeble. And why can't you be strong, Laron? Why can't you protect me? Laron, come back. I can't be alone. Not in the dark. Why did I let her go? I should have let her kiss me. My lips are so cold. I thought I'd die if he kissed me. No! Jason! He's coming for me. He wants. No! It's not the other. It's him. I knew you'd come back. Oh, if you hadn't come back now, I'd have done something stupid. I know I would.
Sleep in your arms. Be with you not just a night, but a month, a year, a lifetime.
A long walk in the sun. You feel so clammy. We don't love each other. We've killed our love. No, something terrible will happen.
For Christ's sake, Therese! After what we've done together right here in this room, we were annexed. Now you want to talk all night? It's absurd. No one will come.
He might.
And you're trying to drive me mad. I've given up too much for you, Therese. You can't turn me down now.
Oh, Mother of God. Oh, Mother of God, I'm so frightened. I'm so frightened.
He's here. He's here. Come here.
I knew it. I felt his cold breath away.
There. He's looking at us. He's staring. He's just as I saw him. Like wax. Not smile.
It's his portrait.
The eyes move. They're moving now. Take it down.
No, I can't.
Do it for God's sake.
No!
He's still looking at me. His eyes are moving. He's staring at me. It's how he looked when we drowned him.
Oh! Oh, God! You killed my child! Murderer! Murderer! You're a monster! Oh, God, don't be. Is she dead?
No. Look at her eyes. They'd kill us if they could. She's watching us. Just like him. She's alive.
know where your blue prince lives?
Well, it wasn't much fun only ever seeing him in the distance, poised in the air like a saint in a stained glass window. He was getting a bit too saintly.
Well, you'd prefer a wicked devil.
Well, a lover you aren't afraid of isn't serious, is he? Day after day, bright blue sky around his head. Oh, he's pretty all right, but a tiny bit dull. So I asked my uncle for a map of Paris for my birthday.
A map of Paris.
He was surprised too. I spread the map out, and I marked out sight lines. Then the points of the compass, measured the length, converted the distance, and when I was absolutely sure I knew where his roof was, I stuck in a pin. And next day, I made my uncle take his walk past the house.
Ridiculous child. It's 5 o'clock.
What's wrong?
So you drew up the map and you found the address?
Oh no, the map didn't help at all. First day it led to a blacking factory. Next day to a photographic studio. Once to a seminary. Once to a prison. I forget what else. Why aren't you laughing? Don't you think it's funny? Aren't you well?
When you're married, you must hang that clever map of yours on the wall.
The map was useless. Weren't you listening? Well, one morning, I was walking through the flower markets next to Saint-Sulpice. I was looking for some nasturtiums to put out on the roof. And who do you think I saw? The Blue Prince. With so many pots of flowers in his arms and his hands and his pockets, he could hardly walk. He blushed when he saw me, and then he started following me, trying all the time to work out how to get rid of the flower pots. He said they were all for his roof. And then he talked to my uncle, and they became friends. And he asked for my hand in marriage. And I said yes. I folded the map into a paper bird, and I only used the telescope for moon watching. Did you hear what I said?
Oh, yes. And you still have your blue skies and your laughter and your flowers. Dear little girl with your moon and your paper bird. If only you knew. I must lay the table.
I'll help you. It was mean of me to make jokes with your aunt so ill. How is she?
Say,
It's as though she's been turned to stone, poor woman. Pale, stiff, her face like a mask, her hands on her lap. She's like one of those statues crouched at the foot of a tomb. It terrifies me to look at her. Can she even move her hands?
no.
Oh, how awful. My uncle thinks she can't understand what's happening.
He's mistaken. She understands very well. You only have to look at her eyes.
Her eyes, so black, so fierce, they make me shiver. You know those stories of people being buried alive? She's like that. I lie awake at night and imagine her deep in a trench way down by the earth, unable to cry for help. Oh, how awful to be so helpless. But you're so kind to her.
We do our duty.
No, nobody else but you can understand her. You read her eyes. I can't tell anything. Monsieur Grivet thinks he can. He says every glance speaks volumes, but he's always getting it back to front. She owes you everything. This is God's mansion, my uncle says. I know your happiness will return. What does the doctor say?
He says there's little hope.
Oh. What did he say? Last time I was here that she might get her voice back.
We're not counting on it.
You can still have the baby. How is Monsieur Laurent? We hardly see him these days.
He stays out all day. I hardly see him myself since he threw his job and took up painting again.
How he's changed. You can take him anywhere these days. You're not offended, are you? He wasn't the sort of person I could imagine marrying. But he is now. Can I tell you something? Will you promise not to tell?
I can keep a secret.
I know. Well then, yesterday, my uncle and I were walking past your husband's studio, and we thought we'd visit him. We knew he hates to be disturbed, although in fact he made us reasonably welcome. And you know what we saw?
What?
Well, there's a large-scale canvas, but it's empty. And all round the studio were lots of small canvases, not properly painted, just sketched, with outlines, as though it was experimenting. There were the faces of children, women, old men. And my uncle, who knows about these things, was very impressed. He says your husband has become a great painter. And he used to say he was a bad one, so he isn't just being polite. Well, I looked at the sketches, and I thought there was something odd about them. And then I realized all the faces were the same. They looked like...
Who?
I'm not upsetting you. They looked like Emile.
You imagined it.
No, I'm certain. The children, the women, the old folk, each had something about him. My uncle thought they needed a dash more colour. And they've all got a sort of curled up smile at the edge of the mouth. Don't say I told you. He must be planning a surprise.
Good evening, Suzanne. Keeping busy, are we?
Yes.
I'm worn out.
All that standing at your easel.
I didn't work today. I walked as far as St. Cloud, then I walked back. I needed the air. Dinner ready?
Yes.
I'll be off home.
Your uncle's coming to collect you. Wait. You're not in the way.
A customer, I'll go. Hello? Can I help you? Sorry to keep you waiting.
You should put this thing out of sight. There's no need for every damn fool to know we're sleeping apart.
You should have put it away this morning. I'd better things to do.
Don't argue. Jesus Christ, you're starting early tonight.
Well, don't come home then if your walking tours are so much more enjoyable. I'm fine, I'm thoroughly content just as long as you're out of the house. The moment you walk in the door, all hell breaks out. At least let me rest in the day. I get precious little sleep at night.
Sound like a tart these days.
Will you bring her in? No, don't. Wait till Misha's gone. It frightens me when people see her. She's not given up. You can see it in her eyes. She'll talk, you'll see.
What can I do? He's her old friend. Either I bring her out here, or he goes into her room and shuts the door. Then we both panic.
Wow, good evening. Oh, the table is laid.
Oh, yes, Monsieur Michaud.
Ah, the flames of love are still being well fueled, I see. Get your hat on, Suzanne. And the good lady, where have you hidden her? Oh, here we are. Ha, ha, ha.
Be brave. We love you.
Look at those eyes, huh? Sparkling like diamonds. She's delighted to see us. We're the oldest and best of friends, are we not? Remember when I was the police inspector in Vernon? That's when we first met. About 20 years ago. That was the time of the wolf throat killing. You can't have forgotten that, eh? Oh, yes, a couple murdered a scaffolder. I ran them to ground myself, and they were topped at Rouen.
The scaffolder case. I know that one. You told me all about it. I felt very involved. Monsieur Michaud has a magic touch when it comes to unmasking wicked ways. Good evening, ladies. And the rest assembled.
What brings you here, Grivet?
Well, I was just passing, and I felt I might indulge in a brief debauch. So I've come for a chat with my poor, sick friend. Oh, but you're about to eat. I'm not disturbing you.
No.
We're souls in harness, she and I. I follow her thoughts exactly.
Well, then maybe you can solve the mystery for us, Grivet. Why is she staring at me?
Oh, I'll tell you. One glance, you know. One glance and volumes. Now for our chat. Is there something you wanted to say to Monsieur Michaud? No, I didn't think so. You do insist on putting yourself at the center of things. It was me she wanted. What? Aha. Yes, I see. She's hungry.
Do you want us to go, madame?
No, she just wants a dinner, that's all. And she's asking me to stay for a game of dominoes. Would that I could, madame. Routine forbids it. You can rely on me for Thursday.
Oh, come on, you pull that one out of your hat. Now, let me have a go. I'm used to questioning.
Watch out.
Now, come on, young girl. Why are you staring? What are you trying to say? Can you not tell us? Can't you even, signal?
Can you hear what he's saying? Your wish is sacred to us.
Yes, she knows that.
Can't get through to us, can you? Still, that stare, you know, it's bound to mean something.
I don't see anything unusual.
What about you, Therese? You're the sensitive one. You read her thoughts.
Yes, come on, Therese, give us a hand.
You're all mistaken. She's not trying to say anything. She's always like this. Isn't that so? Is there anything we can do? Nothing.
Well, perhaps Grivet was right after all.
Oh, you make up your own minds. I'm in no doubt. She was hungry and she wanted me to stay for a game.
Then do so. You too, Michaud. You're more than welcome.
No. I have a prior engagement. Good night, dear friend.
Yes, good night. Good night.
Look!
What?
She's moving her fingers.
Why, this is baby language. Look at the fingers. They're dancing the waltz. She's raising her hand. And now she's placing it on the table.
Restless. Nothing quite suits us today. Now, what are we saying?
It's as though she was making signs with the tips of her fingers.
As though the table were writing paper.
So it is. Look, she's writing. That's a capital T.
Good Lord, so she is. Gently, give me time to follow. Damn it, I've lost track. If you could start again, please. Extraordinary. Clear as daylight. There's what? There's a draft?
No, Monsieur Grivet, she wrote a name. The name of somebody in this room, our friend Therese.
Yes, can't you read? Therese and... Go on, madame, go on. That's it. Perfect. Therese and Laurent. She's written your name, dear friends.
Astonishing.
Therese and Laurent have... What is it your dear little children have?
Oh dear, she stopped. Come on.
Yes, finish the sentence. A touch more effort. Why, she's staring at you now. Go on. Finish the sentence. We're all on tenterhooks. Drop the hand.
It's turned back into stone.
Exasperating not to finish.
Oh, just when she was doing so well. What could she have meant?
That she was thanking them for looking after her so well.
That's it, dear little one. You put us all to shame. Yes. Therese and Laurent have M. My benedictions. That's it. That's the sentence, isn't it? You want to see justice done, and so we shall. We have here before us A selfless pair who'll be richly repaid, one hopes, on earth at any event in the world beyond.
We would have done the same in our position.
Oh, but they have been rewarded on earth. Do you know what people call them? The lovebirds.
Well, it was rearranged it, and let's leave them alone to enjoy their dinner. Have no fear, they'll soon revive, those dear little hands. Once the fingers can move, it's a promising start. The rest will follow. Good night. Good night to you all.
Good night, dear friend.
There, didn't I tell you we were souls in harness? Have hope. We'll all play dominoes once more. On Thursdays, too. We'll knock 'em flat as a pancake. Good night, my lovebirds. Oh, that's what you are. And that's what they call you. Two lovebirds.
She'd have turned us in.
She's listening.
If she got to the end, the police would be round by now. Kept saying how happy we looked. I didn't like it. There's something on about them. They're too cheerful. They'll work it out sooner or later. You mark my words. Grieve tilted his hat to one side, did you notice?
Very likely.
Then he buttoned his coat all the way down and put his hand in his pocket. That's what he does at the office when he's twisting the wig. Did you notice how he said good night to my lovebirds? He's a fool, all right, but he's a dangerous one.
Oh, a nightmare. Don't make it any worse than it is.
Stupid grin curled up the side of his mouth. He was laughing at us. I don't trust people who look like idiots. They're usually hiding something.
They'd swat us like flies if they knew, but they don't and they won't find out. Now change the subject. It's crazy to talk like this in front of her.
Where's my spoon? Aren't you going to feed her?
When I've had mine.
I can't read this. It's too salty. You know I don't like it like that.
Let's not argue about it. I haven't the strength. I was shattered by what happened just now.
Now you're tired. One little jab after another. That's how you torture me.
Do you want to fight about it?
I want you not to take that tone of voice.
I see. Fine. If that's what you want, let's skip supper, and we can spend the rest of the evening whipping each other to shreds, and my aunt can watch. That's our nightly entertainment these days.
You know just where to stick the knife in, don't you? And the louder I howl in pain, the more you like it.
I didn't find the soup too salty. The feeblest excuse, the pettiest little inconvenience will do for you once you can rant and rage about it. And do you know why? Because that's what you want. You want to fight all night because it tires you out and you just might get to sleep for an hour.
You can't sleep either.
No, I live in terror thanks to you. We tremble with fear the moment it gets dark because we're never alone. Because someone we know is always here. The horror of this room.
It's your fault.
Oh, it is it? And the night fat life you worked out for yourself has turned swollen and disgusting.
Yes, it is.
Oh, come off it. I know your game. You wanted a whore and you got it from me without paying for it. Go on, deny it. Jesus, I hate you.
Now who's picking a fight? Me or you?
I hate you. You murdered him.
Keep your mouth shut! Don't make me say what really happened. Don't make me tell her the truth all over again.
Oh, yes, you'd suffer horribly, wouldn't you, poor man? Do you not think I've suffered? You killed him! That's what happened!
It's a lie. Admit it's a lie. I did the act, that's all. You made
Me!
Yes, you! Don't! Call innocent. Don't make me drag it out of you by force. I'm begging you, Therese. Admit it. I need you to. It'll help me.
I didn't kill him!
You did! We were still on the bank, and I said, I'm going to throw him in, and you nodded, and you stepped into the boat. You killed him just as much as me. Can't you see that?
It isn't true. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know what I did. I never wanted him to die.
And when the boat turned over, weren't you expecting it? Hadn't I warned you? Didn't you cling on to me? You let him drown like a dog.
You killed him!
In the cab on the way back, didn't you slip your hand between my legs?
You killed him!
She can't remember. She's doing her damnedest not to remember. You trapped me. You used me. You set me up. He wasn't man enough. He couldn't satisfy you. You said his arms were like lumps of clay. Was I like this 3 years ago? Was I a horse?
You killed him!
Decent, honest, easygoing. I was a farmer's son. Now look at me. I jump at shadows. My nerves are stretched out like yours. You turned me into an adulterer and then a murderer. I didn't even know it was happening. I look back at what I've done. I'm struck dumb by it. I can't believe it. At night I dream of the police, of the trial, of the guillotine. Now you can't remember a thing. You're so innocent. Then why do your teeth shatter at night? If the floor should open, if the ghost should rise, who would he strangle first? You!
How can you say that? You killed him!
Where's your courage, Therese? The facts are these. There was a crime. You took part. And you can push me to extremes if you want to, but you have to expect extreme results. As you can see, I'm perfectly calm. I'm going to tell the police.
Well, I heartily approve.
We'll both be arrested, and the judge can decide how innocent you really are.
Are you trying to scare me? Because I'm too exhausted. If you don't tell them, I'll do it myself.
Stay here.
Oh, you always say you'll go to the police. You say it every time we have a fight, but you never get there. Well, let's see it through for once. I'm not a sniveling second-rate coward like you. I'll mount the scaffold. I'll do it with a smile just as long as you go first.
All right. Come to.
God. He's still in the shop. He couldn't do it. I knew it. The coward. That was quick. What do they say? How pathetic you are. What a contemptible worm. I pity you.
I couldn't do it.
You should help me bear my guilt. But you're weaker than I am. Did you really think I could forget what happened?
You admit it?
Oh, yes. I'm worse than you. I should have protected him from your murdering hands. He was a good man.
Let's not start all over again. You're never happier than now. When you can look at the thing I've become and take pride in your work. I need forgiveness. And I need peace. 2 drops of this will grant me both.
Go on then, do it.
I might.
If only you would. Christ, my husband's dead and married. Why couldn't it be you?
Be quiet.
How could you think I wouldn't hate you when you're drenched in my husband's blood?
There's a hammer beating in my head. It'll shatter my brain. He's there whenever you speak. He did this, he did that. He was good, kind, generous. Oh, Christ. I'm going mad. He's moved back in. He uses my chair. He sits at the table. He eats my dinner. He licks my plate. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm him. I live with his wife. I take his place at the table. I use his sheets. I'm Camille. Camille. These hands aren't mine. I can't even paint without him being born all over again as a wash on the canvas. Even these hands aren't mine.
You're being punished. Don't you?
Have I his mouth? You hear how I said that? Exactly as he would. Have I his mouth? Have I his mouth? Why not? I talk like him. I laugh like him. He lives in my head, tapping his fists on the walls.
You're being punished.
Get out! You're driving me mad! Get out!
Kill me. Kill my husband. Kill me.
That's not quite. Tired. Finish our supper.
Yes.
What are you thinking about? Come here. Sit down. You're thirsty, aren't you? Same moment. Same thought in both our minds.
She was watching. She's watching us now. She's waiting for us to die.
She's smiling.
No. She's going to speak. Oh, dear God, don't let her speak.
Oh, stop her.
Murderer of my son, do you dare to murder?
She'll turn the sin.
I was going to. This evening, when my strength came back and I began to write, but I thought better of it.
A pity on us.
What pity did you show to my son, whom I loved? Don't ask me for pity. I have none left. You have torn my heart out. I'll keep your secret. Human justice would be too quick. You must die slowly, killing each other with your hatred.